Hi, welcome to our channel Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin the myth of the T-shaped expert. In recent years, there's been a push toward the concept of the T-shaped individual, someone who has deep knowledge in one area, the vertical part of the T, and broad knowledge in other fields, the horizontal part. It's often seen as the ideal mix for success in the modern world, especially in industries like tech and business. But does this framework truly represent the best way forward, or are we missing something crucial in our understanding of expertise and success? Imagine a character named John, a software developer who excels in coding but has limited knowledge in other areas. John is highly specialized and has invested years of his life perfecting his craft. While this specialization makes him valuable within the realm of software development, he struggles when presented with problems that require a broader perspective. A project manager might come to him with a challenge that blends technical issues with human resources, design, and customer interaction. John, while incredibly skilled in a specific area, lacks the adaptability and creativity to approach the situation from multiple angles. The result? His ability to contribute to innovative solutions is limited, and he can only solve the problem in a narrow, technical way. Now, contrast John with Sarah, a former artist turned project manager in a tech company. Sarah doesn't have the same depth of coding knowledge that John does, but she possesses a broad understanding of many fields, including design, psychology, business, and user experience. Sarah's ability to see how different components of a project interact and affect each other gives her an edge. While she may not be the deepest expert in any one field, she can pull from her diverse background to create solutions that are innovative, user-centric, and practical. The problem with the T-shaped model is that it still places emphasis on specialization as the most critical element. It suggests that being a generalist is valuable only as a supplement to deep specialization. But what if the real power doesn't come from having a T-shape, but rather from having a vast, interconnected web of experiences, interests, and skills? Could it be that the world has been overly fixated on vertical growth at the expense of horizontal growth? Take the example of innovation in the business world. When Steve Jobs founded Apple, he didn't simply become an expert in computer programming or design. He integrated knowledge from different domains: business, technology, design, and even the humanities to create products that resonated with people on an emotional level. Jobs didn't just build a computer, he built a lifestyle. This approach wasn't about being the best coder or the most knowledgeable designer. It was about understanding how different pieces of the puzzle fit together and how to create a product that could shape culture. Jobs' story reveals that true innovation often comes from understanding not just the technical aspects, but also the emotional, psychological, and aesthetic dimensions of a product. Sarah's story echoes a similar lesson. She didn't have to be a coding expert to excel in her role. Instead, her ability to understand how different people, systems, and ideas work together made her an invaluable asset to her team. In fact, many successful entrepreneurs and business leaders started out with diverse, sometimes unrelated skill sets. Richard Branson, for example, built Virgin by leveraging his interest in music, adventure, and media. He didn't have a formal education in business. He used his broad experiences to create a company that spanned across industries. There's a certain magic in combining knowledge from multiple areas that a strictly specialized expert might miss. In fact, the idea of range suggests that we often perform better in complex, unpredictable environments when we have a wide array of skills and experiences to draw from. Instead of thinking of ourselves as having one specialized field of expertise, we should start thinking of ourselves as connectors, bridging different areas of knowledge and experience. This is where generalists shine. Those who have the ability to adapt quickly, to make connections between seemingly unrelated fields, and to come up with creative solutions to difficult problems. Generalists are not confined by the deep trenches of one specialty. Instead, they can pull from their wide-ranging toolbox, applying lessons from one field to another. It's tempting to see generalism as a second-best choice, a fallback for those who couldn't quite make it as specialists. But in reality, generalists are the ones who are most equipped to solve the big, complex problems of our time. Whether we're talking about climate change, economic inequality, or technological innovation, the challenges of the modern world are not isolated to one domain. They require a multidisciplinary approach, one that draws on diverse perspectives and experiences. There's another advantage to being a generalist: resilience. In an increasingly unpredictable world, it's important to be able to pivot, adapt, and learn new things. A generalist who has explored different fields, taken on various roles, and embraced multiple perspectives is more likely to thrive in a world where the only constant is change. A specialist, on the other hand, may find themselves limited when their field of expertise becomes obsolete or when their narrow focus no longer serves the larger goals. The true power lies in being able to navigate a wide range of challenges, shifting your perspective depending on the task at hand, and having the versatility to adapt as new opportunities and obstacles arise. This doesn't mean abandoning specialization altogether. There are certainly fields where deep expertise is required, but it does mean that we should reconsider the conventional wisdom that specialization is always the path to success. We need to move beyond the myth of the T-shaped expert and embrace a more holistic approach, one that values curiosity, diversity of thought, and a broad base of knowledge as essential tools for thriving in an interconnected and fast-changing world. So, as you consider your own path, ask yourself, am I limiting myself by focusing too narrowly on one area of expertise? What could I achieve if I allowed myself the freedom to explore a broader range of experiences? The world doesn't need more narrowly defined experts. It needs problem solvers, creative thinkers, and adaptable innovators. Those who are willing to step outside the box, draw from multiple sources of knowledge, and find novel ways to solve the complex problems that lie ahead. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.